Let's go with that. Okay. Just this thing here. There we go. Got it. Yeah. Hey, got it. Cool. Alrighty. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hello, hello, and hello. Hello. How's it going? How's it going, Selena? Happy Monday! Monday has been interesting today. It's been pretty crazy out there. I think Monday's gone bananas. You got next week is election day, and you got the market and the Supreme Court, and you got like a bunch of stuff going on this week. Holy moly. It's like jam packed full of stuff, I tell you. Everything's going, everything's going, woohoo, all over the place. All right. We're going to get started here in a couple of minutes. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Why am I'm on auto drive there. Right, that's what I wanted to do. I want to go back to this. Blip, 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 blip. Don't know why that decided to do that, but I have to go back to my math lab. Okay, you got. Go. Got it. Screen froze, no problem. Just refresh your screen. Refresh if your screen freezes. So if your screen froze, that's actually not on my end this time. I actually figured out what to do there. So now I have a pretty good idea about how to help with the freezes and whatnot. So that should not be a problem from here on out. Hi Sam, how are you? Yeah, I saw that you Sam, are you okay? I saw that you dropped out last week in terms of like, the stream and stuff. I was like a little concerned. I hope everything's okay. Oh, okay. Cool. You know, if I did something wrong or something, then I apologize for that. It wasn't meant to be intentional or anything. Okay, cool. Well, just to let you know, Sam, I got the stream fixed. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Totally understand. I know life happens. Perfectly understandable. I got the stream fixed, so now it won't freeze. I've tried it out with my other classes, and it hasn't frozen. Not once. So, yes, I've got it smoothed out now. That's fine. Not a problem, Neon. I think we'll be done before then anyway. So, all right, let's get going here. All right. Okay, let's get started today. Welcome back to Monday. Hopefully, have a nice weekend. All right. So today, I want to give you a couple of updates here, so that way at least you are aware about what we are going to be up to here for the remainder of the semester and other news. So first things first here, last time we finished up section 7.6, and section 7.6 will be the last section here of the textbook that last section of the textbook. No, last section of chapter 7 that I want to cover in the textbook for chapter 7 specifically. Um, so what that's going to mean is we're going to have a test over chapter 7. Now, I haven't quite made up the test just yet. I didn't really have time on the weekend, unfortunately. I was jet setting around everywhere. So, uh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this test here be due next Wednesday. So this will be due next Wednesday. All right, so that's the 4th of November. All right, so at 11:59 p.m. So again, it'll be online, okay, on my math lab and stuff like that. So you can go ahead and check that out and go ahead and do what you got to do at the end of the day, whatever that may be. So make sure that's due next Wednesday at 11:59. I'm going to be putting it up tonight, and then you'll have like a week and a half of which to finish. The time limit, I'm gonna put like this time here. I'll put like 3 retries, and I'll put like probably a ridiculous time limit of like 8 hours or whatever. Honestly, you won't need that much amount of time, but it's like okay, should be plenty of time to which to finish. And of course, you'll get a practice test to go along with that. So a practice test which will look pretty similar or exactly like the exam. So there you go. Oh, sorry. Um, yeah, that's a test. Sorry, I should have put that there. Test for chapter 7. Guess you know what you're gonna do when you stay up for the election. I guess so. If that's what you plan on doing. So I don't suggest doing it at last minute. Just give yourself a few tries. So that way you're not tripping up on those problems. Remember. No, it's not up just yet, Selena. It's right now I still have to make it up. So, yeah. Fernando, does Harper give? Yes. That Wednesday and Thursday. Uh, that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's Thanksgiving holiday there. So that would be like whatever it says on the academic calendar. I think it's the 25th, 26th, 27th. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting up that test here today. All right. Probably tonight or sometime. So, um, yeah, that's basically what'll be going on there. Again, same things as before, but I want to give you a proper heads up here. I'll probably send out an email to everybody so they have a chance to go ahead and take a look at it and do that test there. So that'll be good. That'll be fine. Nothing crazy going on there, to be perfectly honest. All right. Now, the other thing I want to talk about here is what we are doing here for the rest of the semester. So to give you a heads up about where we're going here, we're going to be doing chapter 8 next. That's the next chapter. And there's like, I think 6 sections in that chapter. And then we'll do the last chapter there, which is chapter 12. And we'll talk about, I think, 5 sections in there, 5, 6 sections, something like that. And we'll talk about that as well. Now, what that means is that there's like 11 sections left, 11, 12 sections left. So that means is that we have like over 11, 12 classes left. So essentially, I'll just be doing like a section a day, and then we'll just kind of call it quits after doing one section a day. We have enough time to do one section a day, which is, I know, kind of surprising, but is actually true. Um, Again, there's no final for this class, so there's not like a review for a final exam. So technically, there's that as well. So keep that in mind. Um, are there any questions about that? Okay. Yeah. So keeping it. So basically, most classes are going to be pretty short. It shouldn't take us too long to get through one section for each class. And, we'll probably get out of here after about an hour or so, and I think that'll be okay. So, like Neon can probably make it to his meeting without too much trouble. So, hope that sounds good to you guys. All right. Hello again. Welcome back, Maria. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the new chapter here. This is again chapter 8 in the textbook here. So let's go to what we're going to be discussing here in this chapter, which is percent sales tax and discounts. Okay, so this shouldn't be too hard to figure out, in all honesty, but we're going to go over exactly percentage and sales and discounts and how all that works. And we'll see exactly how they can be, well, fairly manipulative. So that's fine. I don't mind at all. If you're willing, that's not a problem. Like I said, I know that life happens, so I'm not gonna be upset about that. Um, can't do much about life. All right. Okay, well, let's first talk about our good friend percent. All right, so all of you have probably seen percentages at some point in your life. If not, I'm not sure where you've been. So you've seen percent like 10% or 45.5%. Okay, or again, if we talk about interest rates, it could be 3.35% APR or something like that. You guys have seen this before. This isn't anything brand new. And there's, of course, a lot of different applications with percentages. We're going to talk about two of them, two of the most common ones here today, at least in this section. All right. Now, first things first here, don't forget percent to decimal. That's going to be the first and most important thing. Percent to decimal here is fairly important. Again, all you need to do here, the key here is to move 2 decimal places to the left to get the decimal equivalent. Or divide the percentage by 100. Okay? Either way, you're going to end up with the same result. So, what does that mean in the grand scheme of things? Well, let's take a look at an example here really quick. How about 33%? What would 33% be as a decimal? What would 33% be as a decimal? Okay. All right, there we go. 0.33 is correct. Good. That's right. All right. Let's try another one. How about 5.7%? What is 5.7% as a decimal? That's correct. Yes, 0.057. So don't forget, 0.57 is like 57%, but 0.057 is going to be 5.7%. Let's try one more here. Oh, there we go. All right, so 0.031%. What's that going to be? 0.031%. Be careful here. Again, we're going to move 2 decimal places to the left here, not to the right. That's close, Neon. Almost. Yeah, add one more 0 to that. That's correct. Okay, so 0.00031 is correct. Okay, yeah, so you got to move 2 extra zeros there to the left in order to get that down. All right, don't forget that decimal 2% here is, again, pretty much the opposite. In this case, the key here, you move 2 decimal places to the right to get the percentage equivalent, or multiply the decimal by 100. Okay, so in this case here, we start with the decimal and then we see what percentage it would be. So if I went like a 0.52, what would 0.52 be as a percentage? So this is the decimal here is 0.52. What is that as a percentage? .52, 52%. Okay, good. That's right, 52%. All right, let's look at another one here. How about, oh yeah, sure. No problem. How's that? Is that okay, Selena? Okay. Okay, how about well, let's go with that there. How about 3? What's 3 as a percentage? Okay, cool. What's 3 as a percentage? What is 3 as a percentage? 300%. That is correct. So remember, you can multiply this by 100 and still get the percentage here. You get 300%. So again, we're not limited to 100% up to 100%. No, we could have like 3 times the amount or 300% more. Okay, something to that effect. Now let's do one more here. All right, 0.024. What's that? Point 0.024. 2.4%. Excellent. Nice job. Move that over 2 places. You got it. Yes, 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 Neon. I absolutely do hate that. Just don't forget to wipe your nose there. Okay. All right, so we got that. That's percentages. I think most people are pretty familiar with percentages and how they work, at least in terms of their basic idea. So that's not too hard. Now, of course, let's talk about how it works here in let's say actual practical application in using percentages, of which there are many. Okay, but let's talk about the few that I think you'd find more interesting, certainly. Okay, so the first thing that we could talk about here is just talking about sales tax. So I think everybody's heard of sales tax. Um, you know, sales tax here basically is the tax amount you pay for the items that you buy. Now, as you know here, every county has a different sales tax. Okay, so Cook County here has the stupid sales tax of like 11% or something to that effect, and other counties have, say, a different kind of sales taxes, more than likely lower. Like Lake County, I think is what, like 7.75 or 8.25%, something like that. It's a lower sales tax. So some people, they like to shop, of course, in Lake County, and they could get the Cook County benefit out of it. So property tax, that's a little bit of a different story. In any case, the tax amount again is what you buy. So essentially, if you want to talk about sales tax, the amount of sales tax, as you see on most receipts, is going to be, again, the total amount of items bought. Multiply that by the sales tax percentage in decimal. Okay, so not too hard when you've kind of put that 2 and 2 together. Um, Also, a couple other things to note here is that well, I know this will seem kind of strange, but if you go to the grocery store and buy certain items are labeled with a different sales tax than others. So, for example, staple goods like milk and bread and water, those things are usually sometimes taxed at a lower rate. Or again, if it's like for food stamp items, those are usually taxed at a lower rate. So again, those things are rather important to kind of keep in mind. Not everything is taxed at the same rate necessarily. So, though if I have to say, the one best thing about living in Japan on one hand was everything in the store already had the tax built in. Have a great one, Maria. Yeah. So everything in the store already had the tax built in. At the time, it was like 5%. I think it's like 7, 8% now. But still, you'd be like, oh, look, that item is 105 yen, and that's exactly how much you would pay at the register. So you didn't have to worry about like paying the little bit of extra if you didn't have enough cash in the bank account. So you're like, oh no, it's exactly 105 yen. Here you go, 105 yen. So I kind of like when the tax is already pre-built in, so you can budget a little bit better. I think that's pretty realistic. All right, so let's say, let's do a quick example here. So a quick example of this is basically, let's say you bought some items at the grocery store. Let's say those total items was $19.52. Okay, so the total of the items was 1952. How much did you pay in total after a sales tax rate of, we'll go with 8.25 of 8.25%. Okay. Now in this case here, what we want to do is we just want to convert 8.25%. Okay, so first, so 8.25% as a decimal, what's that going to be? Okay, good. So 0.0825. Okay. So we're going to do 19.52 times 0.0825. All right. Again, that'll be the calculator there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got that right still, Fernando. No problem. $1.61. Okay. So make sure we round that off appropriately there. Yep. Okay. So $1.61 is what we pay in tax. So we take 1952 plus the $1.61. And then we're going to get our answer here. So what's our final answer for this once we add that together? $21.13. Okay, and that's what would show up on the register. It would be 21.13. All right, so you can see how it works. It's really not hard. Obviously, sales tax is really, really super straightforward. Requires less less to do. That's true. Although cars are very different, so let me talk about my fun fact of the day. Fun fact. Okay, so there's a fun fact about sales tax that you may not have known. So the amount of sales tax you pay for a car depends on where you live, not where you buy the car. So you can buy a car and, yeah, you have to show proper identification. So you can't lie. No. That's why they'll demand your license. Rip indeed. So if you go to Alabama and say, "Hey, this is a good deal on a car," now you could buy it in Alabama, but you're still going to get charged the same sales tax as if you lived in, wherever you live. So it says, okay, I live in Cook County. Guess what? You're getting charged Cook County tax. Yeah. If you, I mean, that's fair. That's fair to say. Um, yeah. Now, For online ordering for like an Xbox or something, yeah, then if you go retail, then of course you're gonna get the benefit if you actually go retail, right? So you ordering online is still gonna determine where they ship it to you, but if you go like just in person to retail, you'll still get the tax benefit. Um, yeah, but if you're talking new car there, you'd have to basically establish residency in a county, that would be different, and then go ahead and get a car for the lower rate. So yeah, I wish I could sit here and say, yeah, it's I could save money if I go there and there and there. Like, no, that's not true, unfortunately. Okay, okay. So if they give you a promo offer like a point now, am I am I a real professor or is it a meme? Well, memes are dreams, so maybe you're dreaming, and this is not a meme. But yes, I'm a real professor. This is true. This is true, Billy. I promise you. I'll teach you mathematics, my friend. Today we're learning about discounts and stuff. People say I'm not real, like, woo, woo. I'm real, man. It's real life. Whoa. I can play Baldur's Gate 3 on stream. Yeah. And I can still teach mathematics. Woo. Yeah, they always expect somebody to be like gaming all the time, and this is like our little corner of Twitch. Um, yeah, I had a staff member just be like, just to say, hey, I'm glad you're using the platform for educational purposes. So I know I'm cool with the staff at least, and at least they support with what I'm doing. I don't, I'm not going to claim that my stream is the most popular thing in the whole wide world, but as long as I'm able to help, give a helping hand during tough times like these, I'll put a little fun into the stream. I think Twitch is a great platform for it. So yeah, like I said, I don't like corporate Zoom. So corporate Zoom is boo. So I like Twitch a lot better. It's a lot more interactive. People come in, they can ask me questions. You guys can ask me questions, and I think it's a lot more interactive. I know that I could possibly see you on the camera and stuff, but it's like it's not that kind of level of interactivity when you're on the camera and stuff like that. Yes, of course you may, Billy. Please go ahead and set this up here for the next wire. What is my favorite type of mathematics? That one's pretty easy. It has to be it has to be algebra. Algebra is my favorite type of mathematics. Yeah, I like doing the algebra stuff. That's just me though. Everybody's different though. Some people like doing the analysis stuff, right? That's okay. I was bad at algebra too. I was bad at math in general. Hey, no, 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 no. Look, everybody starts out as a nub, okay? Everybody. That includes me. All right? I was terrible at math for quite a long time until it finally started to click a little bit. I don't think you're bad at all, Sam, not at all. Like I said, it's a slow roll, all right? It's not like you get it right away. There wasn't like a click moment for me, like, oh my God, it all comes together. Like that's not how math works. Math is a process one step at a time. I'm terrible at geometry. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at geometry. Actually have a rough time with geometry, to be honest. I don't know how to do. It's been too long. I don't even remember how to do any of that proof stuff. So, I mean, in all honesty, even if you're bad at something, if you're willing to work at it and get better, then that's more knowledge that you can store away. Am I going to sit here and say, Billy, will be like, you know what, you're going to use all of this algebra all the time? Like, of course not. Let's be honest with ourselves. You're not going to use all the algebra or all the topics that I would, like, say, quote unquote, hypothetically teach you. That's not realistic. But what I can do is actually teach you something that would be practical for you that you could hopefully take away in maybe an everyday setting. It doesn't mean you're going to use it all the time. Of course not. But as long as it's something practical, hey, why not? Why not take it and just kind of file it away? If there's one thing in algebra that I understood, if there's one piece of advice I could give you about algebra, and why I like it, is algebra equals just one word. You only have to remember one word in algebra. All right. In algebra, it always comes down to one word, and that's always balance. Everything is a balancing game in algebra. All right. So essentially, you're playing a zero sum game, and there's like a lot of different methods to play that zero sum game. But yeah, everything in algebra always boils down to balance, balancing out this equation with that equation, or doing this with that, or just different ways to actually just balance it out. Rewriting an equation in a different way is just a balancing act. Okay, moving a number to the other side, that's a balancing act. It always comes back to that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, look, let me be honest here, okay? As a professor of mathematics and as a professor of this class, I'm not expecting perfection, okay? Because I was not perfect. Okay, I'm not perfect. I was a B student. Okay, I've failed classes before. All right, you do your best, and if you get a B, you get a B. All right, if you get an A, awesome. Okay, that means you really worked really, really hard. Okay, I only got an A once in English class, and that was a pity A. Otherwise, I got B's and C's in English, like dead serious. So, you know, I wasn't like a super success. I wasn't like the best. And you don't need to be like the best. All you need to be is be yourself and push yourself a little bit further to do better. It doesn't have to be like you have to be at the top of the class. You can still be Billy. You can still be yourself. And if it means you get a B for Billy, then that rocks. That's fine for you. That's all that matters. So I don't. Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like I was like, you have to shoot for the stars. Like, you don't have to shoot for the stars. You got to shoot for where you think is realistic. If you put the bar so high that you can't jump over it, then you're just going to keep jumping forever. But let's set the bar at a realistic level and then see if you can jump that. Then you can try again once you've passed that. You can try for something better after that. Small steps. It doesn't have to be large steps. It's too much pressure when you put that much expectation on yourself or other people do. Forget that stuff. That stuff's nonsense. I had to reset sometimes. I had to do a couple resets myself academically because it's like, man, I just put way too much pressure, or again, it's just way too much for me to take on. So took a step back, reset myself. Hey, let's try again. And I'm thankful for the fact that because of the fact that I failed, I can pass that knowledge on to you guys, and that you guys don't have to repeat those mistakes again. All right. Yeah, so that's hopefully that's the answer to your question there, Billy. That's honestly what I think. It's not all right. Yeah, I'm not gonna be like other teachers who are gonna be like tell you, give you a fairy tale. I'd rather give you something that's realistic that you can do with your two hands, and then you can work up from there. And also, don't forget, be yourself. Be your good self. Anybody else have any other questions before I move on? Feel free to ask if you do. Okay, now here's what I have to say about that, Neon. Everybody has regrets. Okay, I have regrets too. But the fact of the matter is, can we change what we did in the past? Is that possible? I can't change actions that I've done in the past. I can reflect what I could have done better, but I can't change what happened back then. What I can change is what's going on right now. Okay, you got a D in junior year. Okay. Look, I failed computer science. My first computer science class I ever took, I failed. Okay? I mean, and I still got a computer science. I got a computer science bachelor's degree still, which makes no sense. But okay. Are there regrets about that? Sure. I could have done better. I could have worked harder. I could have actually given a damn that freshman year, But, that's what happened, you know. And I dealt with the consequences afterwards, as do you. But we're living in the now, and we can look back, and as long as you learn from those mistakes, then that's fine. But looking back as regrets, just kind of feeling down, don't worry about that, because none of that stuff matters now. You're in. It is October 26th, 2020 at 1:39 p.m. Central Time. Okay? All right, it is right now what you can do. Yeah. Look, if you don't get the best grades, okay? Like let me be perfectly honest with you guys. If you don't get the best grades, that's not the deciding factor and necessarily all the time to do what you want. Okay? So I mean, I got decent grades. I got like I was a B student and I got into U of I, and that U of I didn't work out, and I went to a small college where I actually did a lot better. But that was me. Not everybody. Yeah, heck, not everybody is even made for college. I'll even point that out. Okay, if I, as a professor, like, how could you say that? Well, I have a good. One of my best friends is a guy who is not made out for college whatsoever. He's actually a guy who, if you put him in front of a computer and he has two hands and he's worked in the military a long time, yeah, he could run circles around any book smart IT technician. I mean, that's just how he is. He goes boom 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 boom. He'll get it all done. He's just that type of guy. So and some people have that knack. Some people have that knack where what they don't need a book to justify their knowledge and their skill. Like a car mechanic, same thing. Sometimes it's just like that experience that they built up over time is like boom, 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 boom. They can fix cars like it's no tomorrow. It's like, okay, I can't do that. I don't have enough, smart. I don't have enough instinct or smarts to do that. Done. That's just me. So, but some people do, and they don't need a college to prove. You don't need a piece of paper necessarily to prove that that's the case. That's the problem. Now, the other half of that is that even if you don't get the best of grades, like even in college, if you don't get the best of grades in the United States, um, let's say you get your bachelor's degree or whatever, and you take a look at your GPA, once you're done with the bachelor's or whatever, your GPA could be like a C, it could be like a B, it could be like a whatever. Okay, after 3 years of getting your degree, nobody cares about your GPA. Absolutely nobody. Like your GPA absolutely doesn't matter. Like unless you're doing like a job that requires like a teaching like me, where grades may matter to them. I don't know, but honestly, honestly speaking, your grades don't matter after 3 years. And the only reason why your grades don't matter after 3 years of getting your degree is because they expect for you to have experience after those 3 years. So if you have experience after those 3 years, then that matters 10 times more than anything that has to do with your grades from the classes you took way back when. So you think about that for a second. Think about that. It doesn't mean you can coast. Of course not. College is a big step up from what you did in high school. But if you're not the person that has the best of grades, you still be a success nonetheless. Okay? That part is still true. Calculus can be hard, Fernando. Calculus is legitimately hard. It can be tough. Calculus 2 is the hardest. Calc 1 is the easiest. Calc 2 is the hardest. Calc 3 is in the middle. That's how it always goes. So yeah, the degrees, I'm telling you, that's just how it goes. That's how people are looking at it these days. All right. Hey, if you're more of an algebra guy, that's cool. It's just some people just work out that way. Okay. You're here for a piece of paper. Yes. Now here's the question. If you're here for a piece of paper, Neon, how much fun are you going to have trying to get it? That's the question. I didn't like geometry either, Fernando. That part's true. Because there's two ways you can approach taking a degree. You can either hate every day, where all time slows down and you're not going to have fun, or actually have fun, learn something along the way, and absolutely destroy everything in your path. I would uh I would choose the second part because you try and do your best, you try and push yourself. You don't have to push yourself super hard. Be like, hey, let's destroy my own expectations. You know, can I do a little bit better? Hey, you can have a lot of fun, okay? Look, that's why I do this class, all right? Math is not the funnest of subjects, okay? Not everybody snaps at math and be like, yeah, oh my God, let's do math, okay? Because that's what I want to do when I wake up in the morning. I mean, I mean, if I've done teaching in some capacity for over a decade and a half, and I've never rolled out of bed and said, "Hey, let's do some math in the morning." That sounds like fun. Like, no, of course I didn't. I've always thought, "Oh man, let's have some fun teaching a subject as a dry, but also at least relating it to something, and just kind of fooling around while doing it. No problem. I can work with that." So you do stupid things while you're doing that. It's like, yeah, that's okay. Why not? At least it makes it more memorable. I'm sure when you walk away from this class here, hopefully you have some stories to tell about, how things run in this class. Some people, uh, some people still remember some of the things I did. So, like the time I threw Twix at people's heads, that was also very fun. So, Or the time I basically checked the shoes off of my feet. Yeah, right to a wall on the other end of the classroom. That was great. Uh, what else have I done? The time I brought a PlayStation to class, that was also pretty good. Uh, oof. I've done a lot of silly and stupid things in classrooms before, just for the fun of it. Because if I were just sit there and just like talk all day about, you know, it would be boring. It would be boring if I just went, let's do this and this and this. Like, gosh, no. I know exactly where you're talking about, my dude. Of course, I've listened to Matt Pat before. Matt Pat's very, very smart. Matt Pat is an incredibly intelligent man. I don't really watch Vsauce at all, but yeah, I've seen enough game theory to know. I mean, of course, his series on Five Nights at Freddy's is his most famous work, but yeah, he has a lot of really good ones. Like, how big is like Alola in Pokemon or something like that. How old is Ash really? All right, let me get to discounts and markups here. I'm gonna do this here. All right. First, let's talk about discounts. All right. Let's talk about the sale price. So the sale price is basically the original price minus the discount. Okay, now one important piece of information that we have to know absolutely is that the discount here is always going to be equal to the original price times the percent off in decimal. All right, so overall, if we put this all together in one thing here, sales price will be the original price minus exactly what we have up here. So we have to take the original price here times the percent off in decimal. All right, and that's how we can get a sales price. So for example here, let's go ahead and do one here really quick. All right, so if we have let's say we have a 24% off. So if we talk about 24% off, let's say we talk about an item here. Let's say an item is $40. Okay, so let's say the item is 40 bucks. We want to figure out how much we're going to pay after taking 24% off. So what we can do is we can take our original price. So our sales price for that item is equal to the original price. Original. Minus, so 40 minus 40 times 24% off, which is 0.24. And so we'd put that on the calculator there. And so here we get our discount. After our discount, it'll be worth $30.40. And if you want to find out how much of the discount it was, you could take 40 minus 30, 40. And so here you're going to get a discount of $9.60. Okay. So a 960 savings for that particular item if it's 24% off. Remember to always read the words, by the way. That's one of those things there. Uh, Remember that up to, say, 25% off is really bait. Okay, so So if you ever see like a sale get up to 65% off for blah 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 blah, that's really a bait and switch a bit. So and the reason why specifically is because whoa, holy smokes, that was not supposed to happen. And that's because of the words up to. So if you look at the words up to, right? Again, you can charge like 10% off of the item and you'd still be telling the truth. Or I can even not charge any percent off in an item and I'd still be telling the truth because of the words up to 25% off. So you can certainly think about that in that way. All right. And okay, let's go by markup here as well. Markup is the same thing. Markup is the same exact thing as what we have here, essentially. Only the only differences between markup and sales is just one thing, so that's about it. Markup is add. So original price plus the additional cost. Okay, so and again, that additional cost is exactly the same formula. So pretty much no difference. Okay, so addition instead of subtraction here is for markup. That's about it. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I do want to do one last problem here. Then we'll be done. So I want to do a book problem here and just want to kind of show off how this kind of goes. All right. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do this example here. I'm going to type this out. So let's take a look at this guy. Okay. Suppose that you have $10,000 in a risky investment recommended by your financial advisor. During the first year, your investment decreases by 30% of its original value. Where is original value? Yep. During your second year, it increases 40% of its first year value. And your advisor tells you that there must have been a 10% overall increase of your original $10,000. Is your financial advisor telling you the truth? What is your actual gain or loss, if not? Okay. Okay, so suppose you have $10,000 in a risky investment recommended by a financial advisor. You lose 30% of your original value the first year, but the second year you increase 40% of your first year value. Your advisor tells you you have a 10% overall increase. Is your financial advisor telling you the truth? Okay, let's answer the first question here. What do you guys think? Do you think that the financial advisor is telling the truth or not? Yes or no? What do you guys think? Are they telling the is this financial advisor telling the truth? So you lose 30, but you increase by 40. Somewhere in that question, Illuminati has been confirmed. I suppose you don't trust anybody at any time. So I guess the answer to that is no. Does a 30% reduction and a 40% increase equal a 10% overall increase? Does that make sense? Help me out here, guys. I want to hear you guys. Yeah? Okay. All right, well, let's find out. So the answer to this is the advisor telling you the truth? The answer is no. This is the advisor is lying. Okay, let's find out why the advisor is lying. Well, okay. So the first year went really bad, and you lost 30% of your original value. So you start with $10,000. Okay, that part's true. But you lost 30%. You know, so you lost 30%. So you take 30%. So 30%, which is 0.30 times 10,000. If you multiply by that, then that means you lost $3,000 that year because you had a bad investment that year. So after year one, we have $10,000 minus $3,000. So in our account now, we have made $7,000. Okay, so $7,000 is what we have after losing that $3,000 the first year. Now it says during the second year, we had a really good year, and it increased 40% of the first year's value. So we started off at $7,000, but now we increase. So now we have 7 grand to start year 2. We increase by 40%. But remember, it's 40% from the 7,000 that we had at the very beginning of the year. So by an increase of 40%, we're going to take 0.40 times 7,000. And if you do that out, that's going to be $2,800. Now we'll take after year 2. We're going to have, year 2. After year 2, we're going to have 7,000 plus $2,800, since that's how much we made. So we actually have, after 2 years, we have $9,800 in the bank account. Now the way it works is, let's talk about the percentage lost or gained. So this is a nice little formula here. So percentage lost or gained basically is going to equal the old value minus the, actually, wait, no, take that back. The new value minus the old value divided by the old value. All right. So if we want to find that percentage difference, then we can take that here. So what we have is our new value is $9,800 minus $10,000. That's our original value there. So we actually lost $200. Divide that by our original amount of 10,000. And so here we're going to get negative 0.02, which is equal to, we actually lost 2%. So we didn't actually make 10% like the advisor said. We actually lost 2% from the reduction of 30% and the increase of 40%. That's what happened in this instance. Okay, any questions about that example? Okay. Yes. No? Okay. So losing 2% there, very important. All right, so that's the last example here for today. All right. Um, if there are no more questions here, again, be on the lookout for the test later on tonight, okay? If you want to get started a bit early or at least get a little bit of practice, I'll be sending out an email for everybody, okay, via Blackboard, just to kind of give you a reminder, says, hey, this is due next Wednesday, but you got a week and a half of which to finish the Chapter 7 test, so you should be okay. All right? All right, great. Okay, everybody, I want to thank you all for coming out here to the stream once here again. All right, we're going to come back Wednesday. We're going to keep going here with Chapter 8 and Section 8.2. We're going to talk about something that you all absolutely hate but have to do every year, okay? And we got to talk about taxes, income taxes, that is. All right, so we're going to talk about the basics of income taxes next time. All right? So that'll take care of it for today. Thank you very much, everybody, again. And we will see you all later. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon. All right. And take care. All right, everybody. Have a good one. See ya. All right. Bye.